In 2015, that's when President Mahama launched this one. Has it been functional? So that if a new one is introduced, why should we have, an issue with it?
Okay. How much time do I have?
You have 2 minutes.
Oh, can you give me 2 minutes?
I know what you want to do. Go to this issue, 2 minutes.
Let me use 1 minute of that to clarify certain things. Because you see, I'm here as communications officer of my party. And when 4 statements are made about the party, I need to set the record straight. Richard said that we initially supported the JAPA framework and only kicked against it because we were asking what was the money going to be used for.
Framework, the laws.
True.
The laws that were passed.
It is not true because we kicked against a JAPA and boycotted the approval process on grounds of corruption and substantial conflict of interest. The evidence is here. Anybody can Google. Minority to report a JAPA deal to London Stock Exchange, September 1, 2020. The minority in Parliament intends to
report. I think the reference was with the laws. The laws, the MIF laws and amendments.
We only kicked against it because we asked what was the money going to be used for.
I get it.
Now, at a press
conference... No, please, don't do that. I said they kicked against it when the agreements came to Parliament, they walked out. Yes. They had approved the SPV, and when the final stage of that approval is the agreement, and that was when they walked out. Right. So if you had approved the SPV,
and I'll plead that you guys allow us to respect our viewers.
Absolutely,
let's go to the issue that we have begun.
I've been very charitable. I've allowed him to.
You have not done anything.
So let me go on. You said on record that we only kicked against it because we asked at the 11th hour what the money was going to be.
When the agreement came to Parliament.
I am exposing that falsehood. Because this publication shows clearly the honorable minority leader at the time, Honorable Haruna Edusu, at a press conference saying, quote, we will, after today's press conference, put the London Stock Exchange and the Financial Conduct Authority on notice that this agreement does not meet the required due diligence and transparency, and a substantial level of conflict of interest runs through the structuring of the agreement. He went on to say that the agreement was tainted with some corrupt acts. These are quotations. Number 2, I said that I did not have confidence in Martin Amidu, specifically in relation to allegations he had made against John Mahama, which he was given an opportunity before the Appointments Committee of Parliament, and he recanted. He could improve. In this case, I'm relying on the factual, evidentiary findings of a state agency, the Office of Special Prosecutor, which you have not been able to dispute. So get the difference. And finally, I want you to understand that the issues we are talking about and the findings of the Corruption Risk Assessment report of the Office of Special Prosecutor are not mere conjecture or suspicions. These are findings about statutory breaches of the Public Procurement Law, Public Financial Management Act, and the 1992 Constitution. If you don't have an appreciation of these issues, you are only exposing
Now
let me move on to this topic.
If what was introduced by John Mahama was working, there will not be a need for.
There are only 3 issues I will say about this. Number 1, anything that seeks to introduce cashless payments into our lives as a people is good. But you see, those in charge of running the affairs of this country, particularly Alhaji Bawumia, must know that governance is like a relay. Governance is a continuum. And so when you come into office, acknowledge the contributions of your predecessors, and you will save yourself a lot of embarrassment. This whole controversy has come about because of this false impression which was created by our friends in the MPP that this tap and go system Bawumia has introduced is a novelty. It is not a novelty because in 2015 we launched the Metro Cash system for the Metro Mass buses, and people could pay for their transport fares on Metro Mass on a contactless or with a contactless cashless card, the same tap and go system. Again, on the 25th of November 2016, we launched the Ayalulu buses, which also had a similar contactless cashless payment system, which allowed, passengers to seamlessly pay for their transport fares. You show it to the POS machine, you enter. When you get to your destination, you show it to the machine again, it calculates the fare, it deducts it. This is not a novelty. And so if you came into office and met this system, which you abandoned, when this government took office, the Metro car system was already running, and the Yalulu system was already running. It was later when they failed to pay the workers of the Yalulu, transport system, and they started agitating that they abandoned the buses for so many years. They left it to rot, only to spend huge taxpayers' money on refurbishing them, not too long ago for the All-African Games, which is coming up in a few months. So it is not new, it existed. If you've come to build on add or added some features, say so that the technology existed, technology is progressive, so we have tried to do something new, right. And this is it. Number two, Samson. The point is, this system they have introduced has been put out there on the basis of lies. The Vice President told us that this is something that has been created by talented Ghanaians. That has turned out to be a total lie, as he is known for. Because if you follow the IP address, which I have here, for this particular system, it will take you to a system hosted in China. So it is not a system which was developed in Ghana. The key issue here are issues of privacy and data protection. Because as you have seen on Twitter, there is our IT director, Yaira Kuku, has entered the system. One Edward Ejay, an IT person, has also entered the system. And they've been able to access the data, which is supposed to be protected by law, of many users of this application. So why lie that this is a system you created in Ghana when it is an off-the-shelf software that anybody can buy, hosted in China? Finally, in 1 minute, Alhaji Bawumia must understand that digitalization is not the main reason why he is there as chairman of the economic management team and vice president.
Okay, we'll move on here.
No, let me just conclude, Samson. And that these applications are only a means to an end. The bottom line is whether you have a contactless card, tap and go, you still need money to put on the card, to load on the card before you can access those public transport systems. And so the most important thing he is supposed to do is to fix the broken economy, solve the problem of high unemployment, solve the problem of the economic mess that he has created, because that is what he is there for as chairman of the economic management.
Richie, so the question being
with things which are not new,
the question
which already exist.
The question being asked is that if